I'm wonderful. How you doing, Miss Thornton?
I'm doing pretty good. All right, so this is what I want to ask you. As it relates to my class that's talking about, what I'm trying to do is pitch an idea to the school board that we need a class that has literature, that has characters written by African American women, whose characters mostly are in the books African American women, so we can give these to young African American girls so they won't be searching for themselves. Like, because how will they know themselves if they don't see themselves in the literature that they read? If the only thing they see of themselves are on the TV, or on the videos, or on Maury, if those are the only, how can we expect them to have positive images of themselves if they only see these negative images? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I want to ask you a couple of questions because I just want to validate the reason as to why I'm asking the school board for this type of class. Because the class will be about African American women for African American girls that contain books about African American girls and women. So I want to ask you, when you were in K through 12, can you recall a time in class when you were taught a story about an African American woman or African American character?
Probably my 6th grade year.
So from kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 5th, you didn't have any interaction in your literature course with an African American character in a novel or a short story or a poem? No. All right. So do you recall who the people were in the book that you read in 6th grade?
We had to do a project on African American. So the one that I picked was Sojourner Truth, and I did another one on Harriet Tubman.
So these two women who lived in the 1800s were the two women that you decided to show or reflect in your African American project, and you read about it. So after 6th grade, did you ever come into a literature class and the teacher was like, okay, we're about to read this story about this African American girl that grows up? Like,
No, I didn't.
so how do you think that made you feel? Like, how would you have felt if you had read books that had African American female characters in it? Would it make you see more of yourself? How would you feel?
I picked those two characters because I felt like they were some strong African American women.
Do you think that, like, okay, so then who did you connect with then to see yourself in them if you couldn't see them in none of the literature you were reading? Who did you try to model yourself after? Who did you try to figure out? How did you figure out your life?
Through my own identity and through my own experiences in life.
Gotcha. Do you think it would have helped if you would have had some experiences of seeing other African American women in the literature?
Yes, it would.
How do you feel about your daughter now in K through 12? Do you think that she gets any of that? Do you think now, about 15 years later, because you probably like 15, 16 years from elementary, do you think that she receives literature that has African American women in it?
No, I don't. So that's why I kind of school her and educate her on that, because these days I feel like the school is blinding the kids from not knowing the truth and where they come from.
Thank you. I appreciate the time you shared with us, Miss Samina, and we will now interview her daughter, Anaya. Thank you.